In this vlog series, I am transforming an old 3-story house into an eco home while living in my van conversion. So now I've finished the top balcony, the wood's on. I first thought I was going to be able to glue the wood down, but it just really didn't work, so I just screwed it into the metal. And it's been painted with the oxide sort of metal paint. Really happy with the result. I think it looks pretty damn good, tight job. So now the next job is to make the balcony railings for the lower balcony, which is going to be a lot more welding. I've just tidied off the edges where kind of my concrete cast kind of spilled out into gaps. The next thing I need to do is, it's actually been lifted a little bit by the railing welding. So all I need to do is just move it back a little bit. I'm just going to bolt it down to the ground. And the other end, which is just taking the weight of the balcony, I'm just going to lift it a little bit and just squeeze some glue under it. And it's all going to be tiled in. When there's some weight above it, this is fine, but yeah, it's sort of floating a little bit when there's no weight on the balcony. So basically just a couple holes, couple bolts, probably to do it one bolt, but I'm going to do 2, and then get on with welding out and working out the big balcony frame around here. I'm going to do exactly the same design, sort of, which is a mimicking of the traditional design, but a little bit higher off the ground. Many hundreds of welds. So for this one, the old balcony is so far in, I'm just going to weld it to it because it's going to get covered up. And then on this balcony, I've made the bars at the bottom longer, and I'm basically sinking them in, and I'm just going to fill it with a bit of glue and then just basically bed it in. And it should bed in pretty nicely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld or make a small railing, which is this small section, and then when I've got those distances between them, then I'll make the long section, which is obviously the more tedious part, and I'm going to weld straight to the beam. So kind of easy. So just one sort of down point in the corner, and everything else will be just off the beam. So it should be pretty strong. So I'm just going to fire up the machine. I only need 2 railings of this. It's 28. I'm splitting them every 11 centimeters. So that means the gap between them is 10. That's the regulation. And one end's going to be into the beam itself, so it doesn't really need the rails. So I might just split it in the middle. Now I've got this piece and the other piece in. This is really strong. It's really satisfying. I will basically measure from the bottom of this to that one, and then we'll make the top match, because then if that's correct and the top's correct, then you just pull it in, weld it together, and it's good. So I put the rail in place, you see it's still not fixed. Just going to have to kind of pull in a few bits to kind of like get it all into line. This one's the strongest end, so just pull this in. come to the end of welding the balcony, which, to be honest with you, I'm quite happy about, because it is really satisfying, but it's also like hundreds and hundreds of welds and cleans and grinds and, you know, so on and so forth. So it's kind of like quite a long job. I guess in total, all the balconies probably taken me like a whole week. But the end result is beautiful, but I'm also quite tired of welding and bending over and crouching. So get this done today. Balcony's done, still needs to be tiled. But it was one of the things I was thinking first, just to do like finish inside the house and just do that later. So sort of move my goalposts a little bit, but I'm super happy about it. And the result is pretty damn spectacular. I've just got to weld on the feet, drill the holes, line it all up, work that out, bolt some brackets to the wall, and weld them into the frame when it's on. So yeah, gonna get this done. I really gave the town on the feet, so I want to be really strong. So at the moment I'm painting on, this is like a sealant, so where you do the joint, like the plaster on the joints, you need to seal that before you paint it. Actually going to probably end up with like some stripes where the paint dries differently, so kind of annoying, feels like a waste of time, but maybe it will make the paint look better. I'm about to do some tiling in the bathroom, however I need to just, where I put these last bricks, I need to just get on the other side of the window and kind of fill in the top. It's a little bit up there, which is not, still a bit of a gap. Someone will do quite a good job, just a little bit sketch. This is where the shower is. These are my in and outlet. I'm basically got the 5mm house cement spatula thingy. Basically I'm gonna rage. I think I'm gonna put them in sort of brick style. Wasn't gonna, but then neighbours pop round and asked me, and I'm like, yeah, good point. Might look better that way. So basically gonna start tiling up. So see how it goes. Using it's kind of like a bluish colour. We can't see it very well because everything's sort of green in here for the green plasterboard. But hopefully it will be a nice contrast to the sort of stone looking tiles which the rest of the bathroom is going to be fitted out in. So let's get on it, give it a go. As you see, it's coming together so much easier than the floor when it's just a normal thickness. It's just a matter of like cutting them straight, laying it on, carrying on. Pretty easy. Quite a hot day, so I don't know if this is really starting to set a little bit, but I think I'll be able to finish it before it's gone right. To make sure it sticks, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. I'm just chucking a bit of extra on the back, just smearing it in, so I know it's going to have really good adhesion then. Whether that's a thing or not, I don't know, but I really would rather not have problems later. So today what I'm trying to do is work out what's going to go on with my bathroom unit, which means working out all the design for the structure, which on the easy old balcony rail, which I've got left over, I can weld up a frame and then make drawers and cupboards and stuff to fit it. I've got this sink, which is like black on the outside, white on the inside, kind of cool, and blacked out because it goes with the design of the bathroom. So basically just trying to work that out and trying to like, it's quite a lot because you've got to work out, okay, what's the height which works for me, but it also works well for a day, or you know, people find it's tall, and then yeah, so it's just like trying to really figure that out, and then down to the very detail of how I build it so that, you know, the panels are all flush and things like that. It's been quite good. It's basically been a day off because, to be honest, I think I've been working now coming up to 5 months of basically 6 days on the house, long days usually, and then 1 day off. But on my day off, I tend to work on YouTube stuff and also work in the evenings. So to be honest, I think I'm just starting to get a little bit fatigued. It's quite a long time to be working hard. And I just started to get it's really hard to be like super patient with like detailed stuff like tiling or something when you're knackered. Still it's looking alright, but it's just really tiring. So basically my aim now is just to kind of like spend today and sort of have as a rest day, but just focus on just figuring stuff out. I've tidied up the workshop benches, tidied everything up, and just like, yeah, just sort of clean slate a little bit. I just tested some paint and things like that. So the idea is I'll make this frame out of the metal balcony bar. These bars will sit inside this upright frame, which means I can put this panel of wood in it, kind of flush. I need to make a structure for drawers. It's gonna sit on this block at the back of the thing where the pipe goes. And then on the top, I'm gonna use the marble, which came out of the old original kitchen. I'll cut it in half and I'll bring it together and chop it down at the back. And hopefully then I'll end up with this really cool sort of old feel, but with a modern, obviously everything else is modern on it, which should look quite good. Beneath, yeah, I'll have like 2 drawers, one for days like chaos and one for my 3 things, and then a nice big drawer underneath for, I guess, towels or whatever, and maybe like a shelf at the bottom. The general effect of being really tired is I have no patience to film, and I should film a lot more. But as you can see, tiling the walls here. Yeah, I haven't got enough tiles for the walls. And these walls, it's quite hard to see because of the light. But this is like a bluey green. I might have gone slightly brighter, but it's gonna have a real classy feel. This is where the shower will be, and the shower tray. And the floor is all done. The actual bathroom unit's gonna go here, so it's gonna kind of sit on there. So it's kind of like the height from here to here. So just working out all those heights, and then pretty much once I've got a plan, I can just like make sure it's all square, weld the thing up, and just basically put it together. Because the thing is, these units, like you buy a unit from a shop with, you know, all the gubbins, and it's like 500 euros for a freaking like 3 drawers and a countertop. I ain't no fool. I'm gonna make it. It's the same with a lot of things. I think I'm gonna notice, like, you know, the balcony would have cost a fortune to build, or most stuff actually would cost a fortune to do. So do it myself and just make a better thing. And like, if I weld it out of this balcony rod, it's gonna be really strong. Because what really bugs me about all these sort of bathroom furniture, they're like really expensive, but when you pull out a drawer, it's flimsy. You're like, is that gonna last like 20 years, 30 years, 50 years? Probably not. Whereas I can make it out of much better materials, solid stuff, like weld it out of the frame, and it's gonna last a hell of a long time. On this wall, this has been a paint experimentation wall. I wanted a colour that's gonna match this forest sort of view, have that feel. And basically, I've gone through 3 colours now, but this one, who knows what you can see on the camera, but this one I think is the winner. I've spent 100 euros now on testing paint colours. I put one in the hall, which is meant to be like a grey, but it's just not very grey, so I've got a stronger grey for that. And the white I put downstairs needs to be a bit warmer, so I've got a new one for that to test. So yeah, it's one of those things, it's really hard to see what colour in the shop translates to the thing on your actual wall. It's been a bit of a trial. I wanted to have this fully painted by now, but just has not happened because I got to go to the shop, buy a sample, like a litre, chuck some on the wall, realise I don't like it, go back to the shop. You know, 3 shop trips later, that's like a week and a half, you know, it's, yeah, it's a real pain. But anyway, we'll be back to designing this. So I'm now continuing to finish the floor, and then we're going to look at trying to get the solar connected up.